Hi, I'm Spencer.
And I'm Ripley.
6 years ago, we tested this idea together with a playlist of 500 songs.
Now the playlist has grown, changed, and doubled in size, and I don't know all the tracks anymore.
Each episode, we listen to one or two of the songs from the updated playlist
to see what stories, memories, and emotions they unlock. Two friends.
One playlist. This is HeartATrack. Well, without pulling the curtain super far back, I think it's safe to say you and I had a bit of a stress-filled week in between episodes here.
Oh, didn't we?
And, but the episode's not about stress. Maybe parts of it could be, but...
potentially.
I know I could if I wanted to go there, sure. But this episode is
starting,
not
of course,
supposed to be.
With the stress of realizing how the last episode went.
Oh, did you want to shine a light on that? I didn't realize.
Yes, I absolutely. I thought you even mentioned. You were like, well, we can bring it up and apologize for it, because I definitely would like to.
I think at the time I was just trying to make you feel better about it, but if you straight up want to, then we'll maybe go into a fun segment called Apologies with Ripley.
And now it's time for Apologies from Ripley.
Oh, so I did a dumb. I still honestly don't even know what actually happened, because we set up this setup every week, and I pop into the recording software, hit record. My microphone is plugged into my laptop. It's lit up with a big old light, so I would know if it wasn't plugged in. We just record. I send Spencer my recording. Spoiler alert, Spencer's doing all the work as far as editing.
The editing, yeah.
And every time after we finish the podcast, I send it immediately. It's just a ritual. And immediately he goes, so, don't take this the wrong way, but do you have something between your mouth and the microphone?
Oh, yeah.
For this recording? I'm like, no, dude, what are you talking about? I did the same thing I've done every time. It's like, well, it sounds like you have a whole ass sheet of wax paper in between you and the microphone.
I forgot I said all that, but yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? And I went back and I listened, and I'm like, okay, it sounds a little lower quality, but I don't know. I found out that the recording software was recording from the laptop's built-in microphone, not my fancy schmancy, not that schmancy microphone that I have just to record some basic audio. And I'm like, it was just the audio quality of that one episode. And you know what? Super fitting, being episode 13.
Yeah, that's the only, and so close to Halloween and all that trippy
exactly.
shit. Yeah.
Something had to go wrong.
Yeah.
At least it was just a little bit of an audio flummox rather than something catastrophic to the whole creature. But we're back on track now.
Yeah, we'll see you when we get to episode 113, and then some bullshit will happen then. But that's not for quite a while. So this week is all about siblings. And I pluralize it because we're two people, not because I have more than one sibling. I only have one sibling, and you know this. Back when I constructed this playlist, I was thinking I knew some songs that would be good representations of my relationship with my sibling. And I thought, is there one that's just, I have a sibling? Like, is there a song that I love or know that I could go, yeah, this represents just my sibling, period. That's it. We've listened to the Kinks on the show before with You Really Got Me, which is debatably their biggest hit of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And back in, I'm going to say 2015, I was really getting into the Kinks because a lot of their songs were featured in my one of my favorite sitcoms of all time, The Last Man on Earth. And
Nice.
their songs would pop up in random episodes. And so I started getting their full albums just because I'm like, I love their sound. Their 1969 album called Arthur has a song on it that is the first name of my only sibling. And so I thought, what better way to go, hey, one of my favorite bands of all time has a song that is my sister's name. I've been saying sibling. I should really be saying my sister's name. And so the song is titled Victoria, and she's one of the very few people thus far on the show that I'm able to name drop by her actual name, because I have consent from her saying, yes, feel free to talk about me and all things us on the show, which is great because this is the only song that is someone's name that I actually could go, hey, I can use this song because it's their name. So that's what I have to offer today. Did you need any more info, or do you want to just listen to Victoria by the Kinks?
Excellent. Now let's go have a listen.
All right. We'll be back in a moment while we listen to Victoria.
You're listening to HeartATtrack. Your two hosts will be right back.
Yeah, and that is the Kinks with Victoria.
Amazing.
Yeah, I mean, clearly their song is about Queen Victoria. That goes
Right.
without saying. But for me, and I know when Victoria listens to this song, I don't know if she's super familiar with the song. I've let her know, like, hey, this is the song I chose to introduce the fact that you're my sister. I don't know whether or not she actually listened to it. I might have shown it to her once before. But I love, love, love that the chorus goes, Victoria, Victoria, Toria. It cuts out the Vic and leaves Toria, because I'm the oldest of the two of us, born in 92. Victoria was born in 96. Ever since she was born, I've called her Toria. I've never called her Victoria, like, unless I was mad at her. Like, you know what I mean? That thing of when you're like, okay,
the whole name treatment.
like if your name's Greg and you are having a fun conversation and someone's like, yo, Greg, what's up, man? Oh, Greg, you're so cool. But if you're pissed, you're like, Gregory.
Gregory,
You know?
yes.
So, you know. But yeah, especially when we were kids, I'd be like, Toria, do you want to go play video games? Like, oh, Toria, what are you doing? Like, I don't know, just in casual talk. That I've just always called her Toria. So I love that they cut out the Vic during every chorus and just finish with Toria.
Yeah.
And there is another line in it that they say, I was born in a land I loved. And that I know, again, it has something to do with, like, the, I don't know, monarchy or royal family. I don't know, whatever they're singing about there. But for me, that line just sticks out a tiny, tiny bit of, like, because I was born first and I really enjoyed life. And then my sister was born and I was like, oh, a whole other chapter of life to experience and enjoy, and actually have a sibling in my house to be able to make up games with and be fun with and all that.
Mm-hmm. And you know,
so,
it's interesting, that line actually stood out to me, but for a completely different reason, because I believe it
Oh.
was, hold on, I pulled up the lyrics, so I just want to verify. Yeah,
Okay.
I was born lucky me in a land that I love. And
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, the line is so separated that it
Yeah.
starts with, I was born lucky me. And I don't know, maybe I just needed that affirmation at this point in time, you know, for him to just be like, I was born lucky me. I was like, well, I'll be. Yeah,
Right.
I guess.
Oh, that's cool, though. That's how I feel about life. You know, not every single day, but when I hear that little line, for sure, I agree with you. I go like, yeah, I was born lucky me. But it's almost like this weird, I'm not sure the right term to use. It's a past tense, obviously, because I'm going, yeah, I was born lucky me. I had my mom, I had my dad, my grandparents, like all that. Victoria didn't exist for 4 years, you know? Then even luckier me, I suppose.
Right.
I want to say this because it's the most relevant this will ever be. I remember the day she was born. I remember specifically being at home with my Nana and Papa playing Mario, like Super Mario on like the SNES, and the phone rang, our landline phone, keeping in mind it's 1996. My Nana ran over and picked it up and was all excited, and they said, "Can we talk to Spencer first?" And so my Nana hands me the phone, and she's like nestled right up against me, and so she puts me on the phone, and my parents are like, "Hey, just wanted to let you know you have a sister." And I was like, "Okay." Like, I was only 4, right?
Yeah.
And so my Nana goes like, what is it, like that kind of thing, and I was like, a girl. And then my Nana flipped out and got all overjoyed because
wow.
she had a granddaughter and a grandson at that point. So yeah, I remember being the one who got to tell the rest of the grandparents that were there what they had because I guess they didn't know, because that's the memory, they didn't know the gender of Victoria until she was born, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah, so pretty interesting, and it's a fun memory. I do remember going to the hospital to, meet and see my sister for the first time, which we have on home video, so it's a little easier for me to remember that. There's some pretty wholesome home video footage of us in the hospital room there with her as a baby, so pretty cool, pretty special. Now, if we were to focus on the song itself, was it a song you enjoyed, aside from the fact that it's just, me celebrating my sister?
Absolutely. It was interesting. Did you say it was 69?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
To me, I heard everything from the 60s to the 80s in it. I don't think I've ever heard that song before, but when it first started, I don't know if it was the instruments or the rhythm of it, but it felt oddly nostalgic, and I was waiting to recognize it, and I never did. And I was trying to put my finger on what is that?
Oh, yeah.
And it turns out I feel like it was just an amalgamation of things. Some of it was very Grateful Dead to me in the very beginning.
Oh, yeah.
When some of the harmonies, and also when they have the bridge and just horns, just random horns come in, felt very Beatles to me. And there was a point, I think, past the bridge, right after the bridge, there was some fun guitar solo situation that vibed a little bit Lynyrd Skynyrd, and so it just hit this chord of a bunch of artists and or genres that I appreciate. It was weird because I'm like, well, am I trying too hard? And immediately the autoplay wanted to play a Grateful Dead song right after that.
Oh, yeah.
So I felt
that's what it queued up for you on YouTube.
A smidgen validated, although I don't know if I'm logged in on my own YouTube on this computer, because I'm sure my own YouTube would be like, yeah, sure, let's bring up the Dead. It's fine.
Right. Well, it's the exact era that all of these bands would have been going strong. Everybody you mentioned.
Yeah.
Because this song, Victoria, it charted in December of 69, and it was still on the charts in January of 1970. So it was
nice,
kind of a transitional decade song. There's certain songs that I really love that some people argue. They go, that's a 70s song. No, it's an 80s song. I'm like, well, it charted in both December of 79 and January of 80, or like in this case, 69 and 70. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, you're definitely right with all the stylistic vibes. So then as far as siblings go, you do have a sibling, yes?
Yes and no. Yes and yes
and
no. No, I do.
Sure.
I have I have 2 siblings. It's complicated. My mother has only had 1 child.
Right, and that'd be you.
That being me, yes.
Right.
Hopefully. We get
Yeah,
into weird meta existential stuff here.
Yeah.
But I am the only child of my parents.
Okay, yeah.
And my father later remarried and had another child.
Okay.
But the second wife came in with a child from a previous marriage. So I have a stepbrother and a half-brother. No full siblings, but I mean, I'm either missing out on something or nothing, but at the end of the day, who cares? You know, we were siblings.
Well, yeah.
There's a bit of an age gap between all of us, which is incredible because my stepbrother seems to be so much more successful in life than I expect to ever be, honestly.
Oh, okay.
And my half-brother is, over a decade younger than I am. I think 12 or 13 years behind me.
Oh, okay. Huh.
So there's, in this day and age, that kind of age gap is can prove to be a bit of an obstacle in just relating once you're adults. Like, yes, I spent a lot of time in a household with both of these guys and gotten to know them both and shared, you know, fights and fun times and passions and stories. And boy, when Dad passed, who was kind of the link that was holding the whole mess together, we got, and he was, you know, in the workings of getting a divorce from the second wife. So when he passed, it's like this involuntary rift happened that, you know, nobody necessarily meant to drift, I'm sure. I certainly didn't mean to. And, you know, I would love to just randomly text either of them.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, hey, this thing made me think of you. I don't know. I feel like when I do that, a lot of the times it's like, why? Are you basing it on a memory of who I used to be?
Oh, interesting.
Not that it always fizzles, but my point is the drift is inevitable, and it is that way with full siblings. I understand that.
Sure. Yeah.
So I don't necessarily blame it on the fact that we're half and step. But it seems like the rift between siblings universally in this day and age has gotten broader because of the state of the world. And it's kind of sad, but at the same time, it is what it is. And it makes, you know, the time that we do wind up getting together more special. And that's always fun.
Yeah.
We always have the memories. So
I know what you mean. I mean, there's obviously some severe differences in our sibling experiences, especially because, well, there's our gender difference, and then the fact that me and my sister are only 4 years apart, and as you were saying, there's quite a larger gap with you and your siblings. So yeah, the fact that you have brothers, I don't have a brother at all, and you don't have a sister at all. So it's interesting the perspectives we have to offer on the topic. The other aspect being that I, of course, have not met either of your siblings. You have met Victoria.
yes. Hi, Victoria.
And I mean, yeah.
It was a good time.
We hung out. Yeah, we hung out and played We're Still Good in the hotel room the weekend that we were all in Austin, Texas for Mythicon, the Good Mythical morning event that we all ended up at because we're all fans. And we did play, I guess it was just cornhole. We would call it scornhole. But
oh, yes.
You and me against Victoria, and I don't know if we're allowed to name drop your other friend, but yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't asked permission. We'll just leave it at nameless friend for now.
But yeah, that was our pretty much only in-person interactions over the years where we've all been in the same place at the same time.
Yeah. As I recall, Victoria and I briefly bonded over making fun of you for for wanting some apple juice.
Where? In the hotel or at the event?
Yes. No, at the hotel. We're playing games and it's getting late. And my friend and I are like, oh, we're going to go grab something from the bar. Do you want anything? And we're headed for like a cocktail or some whiskey or something. And you had already had an apple juice. Like you had already explored the options, decided that apple juice was the thing you were having that night. And so we're about to go downstairs. And grab a couple alcoholic drinks. We're like, can we get you anything? You're like, yeah, can I get another apple juice? And we're like, oh, okay.
I didn't say it like that.
I know.
Fucking Shirani, like.
But yeah. But I remember I teased you a little bit about it. Because I knew you well enough to give you a good ribbing, and Victoria was all over it.
Yeah, super fun. Ha ha ha.
Well,
well, hey, if you haven't listened to the episode titled Undone the Sweater Song, that's all about my stance on social drinking and everything. So yeah, it makes total sense that I'd go, yeah, I'll have some apple juice.
Right.
Plus, I wanted to be fully sober to experience my good mythical weekend kind of thing.
Yeah, that was definitely a milestone thing. As a reminder for people who don't listen regularly, Spencer's in Canada and I am on the East Coast of the United States. So me meeting his sister was a big deal. Us meeting in person was a big deal. It has only happened the one time. Yeah.
And we were so excited about the event and all the mini events within the big event that they had to offer that we weren't together the whole weekend. We did our best to interact whenever we could. But yeah, we did hang out the night before, which was great. Mm-hmm. And we even, this story doesn't involve Victoria. We'll save it for another time. You, me, and your friend, we did go out and grab some late munchies and had a fun chill time. Well, Victoria stayed back because, you're giggling at things that happened when we were out, aren't you?
Yeah.
We'll go there in the future, but it's irrelevant to Victoria. The part that's relevant to Victoria is the reason she stayed back because she was pregnant with her third child, but I did not know that. She was very early in the stages of pregnancy with my second nephew. And
did she even know
there was a whole bunch
time?
Yes, she did. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But she wasn't ready to make the announcement yet,
Gotcha.
All that. So there was things about Victoria that weekend that I was like, what's going on with you? And then a little bit later, like a few months later, she's like, so that's why I was this way at Mythicon, because she was moody. She had an appetite thing going on.
Yeah, as I recall, at one point, a demon burst out of her chest, reared its ugly head, and said, "Donuts now, bitch."
Pretty much.
That happened, right? Yeah.
Well, she bought a 12-pack of gourmet donuts while I was out at the pool hanging out with another mythical beast, that's fan of Good Mythical Morning, for those of you who don't know. And I go back up to our room and she's like, hey, I bought some gourmet donuts. I was like, oh yeah. I'm thinking she either got 1 for each of us or 2 for each of us. No, she got 6 for each of us. And we were leaving in less than 24 hours. We were leaving to go back to Toronto. And I'm like, bitch, we can't eat 6 gourmet donuts in less than even 12 hours.
She said,
that's a donut an hour.
Accepted.
Oh Lord, I would have been so sick. So we hopped on the Discord for the fan base and said, anybody who'd like a gourmet donut, this is what room number we're in. And no one came. So the next morning we just brought them down and gave them to the staff at the hotel and said, we appreciate your hospitality and we had a great time. Please enjoy these donuts. Like, yeah. No, there's some fun stories that we'll be able to share about specifics of Mythicon and ins and outs of that in future episodes for sure. You know, we don't want to spoil everything right out of the gate. When it comes to the dynamic of me and my sister, there's something that I always say, and I've said this in front of her, it'll be no surprise to her for me to say this, is that we are drastically different from each other. That doesn't dwindle our relationship. There are severe differences between the two of us that I know for a fact the other one appreciates. Like, that's saying that about both of us. There are things about me that Victoria does not have those qualities, but I know she appreciates them very deeply about me, and vice versa for sure. I don't know how many times I've said to my sister, I wish I could be as assertive as you, because I'm like a yes man and a people pleaser, and my sister's the type to go, if my answer's no, then my answer's fucking no. Like, you know, or if somebody pisses her off and she has every right to go, like, excuse me, like, she'll stand up for herself, and I'm not good at that per se. So things like that. But the biggest thing is that if you, and this is a metaphor, but if you were to ask me and Victoria to skydive, jump out of an airplane and pull a parachute and land safely, I'd be the one going, do I have to do this? Can I please watch an instructional video on how to use the parachute? Can I please have written instructions on how to use the parachute? Is there a backup parachute? How many feet up are we? How many minutes am I going to be falling for? If something goes wrong with my parachute, what do I do in case of this, or this? And then I might consider doing it. Victoria is the type to jump out of the airplane and go, oh shit, I forgot the parachute. You know?
Yeah.
So that is how drastically different we are. My sister, when she wants something, she goes, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Now, I have that quality, but I am extraordinarily cautious when I approach things. But yeah, I mean, on the surface, those differences are the things that I believe we both admire about each other, you know, and try to learn from each other by witnessing those things.
Complementary sides of the same coin.
Yeah. Because like I said, I've seen my sister stand up for herself, or I've seen her handle herself in a tricky situation, and I go, frig's sakes, I wish I could be like that, you know? And there's been other times vice versa. Like I said before, she'll see me handle something or laugh something off, and she'll be like, yeah, I wish I could have handled it that way. You know, sometimes we hate admitting that about each other, where it's like, yeah, I get it. You have a better head on your shoulders than me. Like, you know, but I did ask Victoria to send in a voice note answering the question, what is it like being Spencer's sister?
Oh.
And I do not know what she has said at this point. So this will be a fun surprise.
So fun.
And we'll toss that on and listen to it together, and you, the listener, you'll hear it in real time. And forgive me in advance if there's tears after this. I have no idea how this is going to go.
Oh.
What is it like being Spencer's sibling? Well, for a long time, I felt my life was being lived in his shadow. It felt like I was living without the name Victoria. But when he made his heart and his intentions clear, that if anything, he'd like to share that quote-unquote spotlight with me, I knew I was destined to be more than a shadow. To be his sister has been the honor of a lifetime, truly. He is the funnest person to be silly with, and the silliest person to share an inside joke with. And to truly make him belly laugh is like holding an award close to my chest. I am one that has done that many a times, and I plan on doing it continuously through the rest of our lives. But I get to see him bloom in ways that no one gets to. We make each other better, braver. To be his sister means I'm the only one who can truly challenge him in ways others just can't. To be his sister is to get to witness a brother become the best uncle to my kids, and to get to see his true heart, which is pretty beautiful if you get the chance to view it. Love you, Spence.
Yeah. Did that play okay for you?
Yeah.
Did it get you as well?
Yeah, damn, Victoria, shit.
Oh, I was holding it together pretty well right up until she said about the uncle stuff. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I knew she was either going to, like you said, give me a ribbing or be extremely genuine, and she partially did both.
Yes.
But okay, so let's analyze what she went through there conversationally. I absolutely know what she's referring to when she talks about being a shadow, because as a performer and someone who, obviously I'm the older one, I had 4 years on her where I was put on a stage and shown what it was like to entertain people. So that kickstarted huge pieces of my personality, right? And so she comes along and I've got this charismatic, Bugs Bunny, genie from Aladdin, Cat in the Hat mentality where I'm like, hey, look at me. And I know as we grew older, yeah, she definitely felt like, yeah, my brother's the funny one. She would have people ask her how I was doing before they'd say, how are you doing? And that pissed me off for her. I'm like, no, okay, yeah. And I get the psychology of that and the mentality of, oh, your brother's made me laugh before, so I'm curious how he's doing. Yeah. But it's like, yeah, well, then ask him. And she would say that to people. She'd be like, respectfully, if you want to know how he's doing, go ask him how he's doing. I'm Victoria.
Yeah.
By the way.
My name is Victoria, not Spencer's sister.
Yes, and she went through that for sure. And I hated that. It upset me. It wasn't like I was gloating about it, going like, ha ha ha, yeah, I'm the more popular one.
Right.
And so, keeping in mind the 4-year gap, so I took a 5th year of high school by choice, not because I'm dumb. And, I mean, there's parts of me that are dumb, but anyway, you get it. So, I stuck around for many reasons. I wanted to continue in some of the classes and courses that I really enjoyed taking. But honestly, I wanted at least 1 year of high school experience with my sister.
Aww.
Because if I didn't do the 5th year, then I wouldn't have been able to experience that at all. And so I remember my birthday, which is in the summer, July, I invited all of my closest friends from high school over, and I said to my sister, please hang out with us, because a lot of these people are also taking a 5th year, or they're just 1 year younger than me, and I want you to get to know them, and I want them to get to know you, because if you are interested, I want to get you involved in the circles and the programs and the extracurriculars that I'm a part of, so that you can have your own footprint in those circles and with those teachers, so that they're not going, oh, you're Spencer's sister, I think this and blah, 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 all about him. It's like, no, get your foot in the door and get involved and make a name for yourself. And I wanted to show her that I would support that, And there was these, we haven't talked about this yet, but I made short films every week for the morning announcements. Every Friday, the announcements were done on what they called Saints TV, which was the video broadcasting class. Oh. And I did all these funny short films, mainly inspired by Andy Samberg's stuff on Saturday Night Live. And going back into my 5th year, I made Victoria the star of the first short film back that year. So it was like her very first week of high school, she got to be front and center in a STV digital short instead of an SNL digital short, because, you know, originality. Mm-hmm. And yeah, she got to be the main focus. It was for picture day, about sign up to reminder and all that about getting your photo taken, and she did a funny video. I was in it at the very end, but she got to be the main focus, and I think that really helped her get involved and make a name for herself with those teachers and all that. Because yeah, the last thing I wanted was for her to go 4 or 5 years with people going, "Oh, Spencer's sister." I'm like, no, that's not fair. And she has talents and skills in editing, and she's a very good advertiser and promoter of events and things like that. So she's got those skills for sure. If we were to talk about this belly laugh thing, that's the way she worded it, wasn't it?
Yes.
That's, I know, again, exactly what she's referring to. There are maybe 2 people on this planet who have had the ability to make me laugh in the way that I know she's referring to. Mm-hmm. And I mean, the other one would be Kevin.
Okay, that would have been my guess.
Best friend. But Victoria, she said about having like a really shared sense of humor and inside jokes. We have the weirdest fucking sense of humor between the two of us that, again, if that type of humor that if you were to say the joke in front of other people, it would be lost on them. They'd just be like, what? Like, I'll do one just for the sake of my love for my sister that no one's going to get. But if her and I were sitting around each other and all of a sudden one of us just went, "Gotcha!" That's an inside joke involving a penguin. So it makes no sense to anybody else. You know what? Fuck it. I'll share what it is, because there'll be people that'll have brain aneurysms if I don't.
Like me? What?
Yeah. So when we were younger, there'd be times where we'd want to have a sleepover, and it would be one of us sleeping on the floor in a sleeping bag in the other one's room, just so we could make each other laugh and stay up late, watch a movie or whatever. Mm-hmm. And there was one particular time where I was the one in the sleeping bag on the floor right beside her bed, and she's in bed, and it was dead silent for a good few minutes, and she used to have this stuffed penguin that she would sleep with, and I think it was from Niagara Falls or something like that. And so she scares the living hell out of me by just darting the penguin, like, keeping in mind I'm a whole bed level onto the floor. She's up on her bed. Mm-hmm. She makes the penguin like jump scare into my field of vision and just goes, "Gotcha!" like that. It scared the fucking shit out of me. I screamed like a banshee.
Oh no!
And well, it was just one of those funny sibling sleepover things. And I mean, anytime like I said, one of us goes, "Gotcha!" it's just, we crack up because we just picture a penguin being like a scary. Yeah. See how it's not that funny to anybody else?
No, I get it though. I get it though through my own experiences. It's funny. I almost wanted to bring up this story earlier, and now I just can't resist.
Okay.
The age difference between my half brother and I is massive. I was a teenager when he was a baby, infant, baby, toddler, all teen years for me. And my goodness, he was barely speaking at this point. And I was, in my teen head, stuck with him, while dad and stepmom went and did something. But they came back and saw what was going on, and it has gone down in history. I was having a terrible day, and this baby was just wanted attention. He didn't want food. Yeah. He didn't need a diaper change. Like, he was fine. But I was the person in the room, and I'm like, So I picked up this little toy cow, and I sort of trot. I reared the head of this teeny tiny stuffed cow and just went, moo. Because I wasn't into it at all. And oh my goodness, he lost his actual shit. He's laughing his ass off, like that intoxicating toddler giggle.
Right,
to the point to where it brightened my day.
Yeah.
We're a dozen years apart
sweet.
and accidentally connected
Yeah.
over a stuffed cow and me being far less than passionate about the sound it makes.
Yeah. That's hysterical that you're like the specification of that story. Because it instantly, genuinely makes me think of a Victoria story where she was maybe 7 and we got Happy Meals from McDonald's and they were out of the regular toy, whatever it would have been. Like, I don't know, say it was like Power Rangers or Barbies or Hot Wheels. They didn't have any more.
Mm-hmm.
So they gave us these backup toys that were just like whatever. And all it was 3 pieces of flat plastic that you had to slide into one another to connect the pieces. Almost like a Kinder Egg, but bigger.
Okay.
A Kinder Egg toy. You know those things?
Yeah.
So she assembles her thing and it's just a tractor, like a farming tractor. And she like moves it back and forth as if she's playing with a vehicle. There were no rotating tires. There were nothing. It was like if you shone a light on it, you'd see the silhouette of a tractor on the wall. That's it. So she moves it back and forth and just goes, whoa. Like that. And she's like 7 years old. And the amount of sarcasm and like absolute, like, yeah, she was not happy and just decided to go, whoa. Like he was like, thanks, McDonald's. Speaking of babies, I'll try to use this as a segue because you were talking about when your brother was a baby. Another huge difference of me and my sister is she has 3 kids and is very happy with that. I have 0 kids and am very happy with that. Because I think she always had the ambition to be a mom as well as, you know, many other things. We'll get into those in the future. But she's got 3 pretty awesome kids, and obviously in our adult lives, that is the most fun that I'm able to have when I get together with her family, right? Mm-hmm. And again, there will be more stories about my niece and nephews and the fact that there needs to be a collective plural word for nieces and nephews other than just saying nieces and nephews, because we say parents, grandparents, kids, like friends. There's all these collective, and it bothers me as an uncle that there's no word that's commonly used for nieces and nephews.
That is a good point.
That was my little... Yeah. And I think I want to invent one. And we'll brainstorm that in the future. But anyways. Yeah. That's what teared me up the most was she said about being a great uncle. And I'm like, well, as someone who does not want to have kids and is not interested in being a father by any means, being an uncle, especially to those 3, is one of the unexpected joys of my life. Because, you know, it's nothing I planned. It's her life. But then I get to have some pretty awesome fun with her kids. And, yeah, clearly she appreciates it. So
There's a word, Spencer.
Huh?
There's a word.
Well, no one uses it.
Okay. Well, it was coined
What
in
is it?
1951. And it is gender neutral to include both nieces and nephews, and it's nibbling.
No, I don't like that.
I like it. It's charming and a little gross.
Yeah, that's why I don't like it. Nibbling? Why? Because they both start with N and then it's like sibling?
Yeah, basically.
That's lazy. We're going to come up with a better one. Not right this minute, but
No.
trust. Anyone listening, weigh in the comments on that. What's a better word for your nieces and nephews collectively that isn't nibbling? Because it just sounds like you're nibbling on something, and that, no. No, weigh in the comments. What's a better word than nibbling for nieces and nephews? We want to know. Yeah, that got me, and then, of course, she's talking about my heart there, so I'll just let what she said speak for itself, and thank her for saying such a nice thing about my heart, which is a big theme of the show. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Now, do you have a song that you'd like to use for this topic, or are we skipping a song for you this week?
I think we're skipping a song for me this week. Yeah, not to mention, if something doesn't leap out at me, I had something sort of on the sidelines, like maybe if we're short on time, I could throw this on there, but yes, 1,000 songs, though there may be yet to go, I don't want to throw something on there just to participate.
Yeah, that's cool.
There will be
No
times
problem.
I'll have 2 and you have 1, and I'll get there.
Yeah. But if you've been listening to the episode all the way to this point and you have a sibling, any type of sibling, it could be similar to Ripley's family dynamic, it could be similar to mine, it doesn't matter. If you're on good terms with them, make sure you let them know. I know not everybody is, but I think a sibling and having a sibling, the concept of that is something that's, if you're lucky enough to have that in your life, you should do your best to enjoy it and celebrate it and get together as often as you can. And doesn't matter about all the differences and all that stuff. It's pretty interesting. As she said, your sibling can be the one that challenges you the most, and sometimes that's what you need. So those are my thoughts on that.
It's not always the most pleasant thing in the world, but remember to reach out every once in a while and show the love that is always there, because we all need to see it once in a while.
Yeah, well, thanks for sharing those stories with me and letting me share mine. And we thank you to Victoria for chiming in. I guarantee we're going to hear from her other times in the future. There are specific songs on the Heart of Track playlist that are very, very specific stories. This was just the introduction to the fact that Victoria is my sister. And I am Victoria's brother. There, we'll say it that way too.
There you go.
Well, next week, you probably want a debriefing, right?
Yes.
Is it a debriefing or a briefing?
It's a briefing.
Yeah, okay, my bad. You probably want a briefing.
Aye.
Next week, personal creative. Anything that represents you being creative in your own unique way.
Wow.
Sound cool?
Sounds good.
All right, we'll see everybody next time. Go hug your sibling.